Sources indicate the Houston Texans are listening to trade offers for their star quarterback in a move that could reset the league's landscape. This monitored departure strategy aims to maximize trade value before a massive extension. Subscribe now to follow this breaking report until the end.
I am receiving significant information from my sources regarding the Houston Texans and a developing situation that could fundamentally alter the landscape of the entire National Football League. According to multiple reports surfacing from the combine and league circles, discussions regarding a potential trade involving quarterback Stroud have begun to gain legitimate traction behind the scenes. While the initial reaction to this news is understandably one of shock, given his trajectory, my sources indicate that these are not merely idle rumors, but represent actual exploratory conversations occurring at the executive level as we approach the official start of the offseason. This buzz is emerging at a critical juncture for the franchise, right as general manager Nick Caserio and head coach DeMeco Ryans prepare to finalize their roster strategy for the upcoming campaign. To understand why this is even a topic of conversation, we have to look at the unprecedented value Stroud currently holds. Coming off one of the greatest rookie seasons in NFL history, where he threw for over 4,100 yards and secured a playoff victory, Stroud is viewed as a top-tier asset. However, the logic being discussed in front office circles suggests that his trade value may never be higher than it is at this exact moment. We are talking about a quarterback on a cost-controlled rookie contract, which is the most valuable commodity in professional sports today. The Texans are reportedly weighing the concept of selling high to accumulate a historic haul of draft capital and veteran talent that could sustain the roster for a decade, rather than committing to the massive quarterback extension that will inevitably come down the pipeline in a few years. It is a cold, calculated approach to team building that prioritizes long-term asset management over immediate stability. The discussions are centered around whether the return package would be so overwhelming that it justifies moving on from a franchise cornerstone. This is a fluid situation, but the fact that the phone lines are open in Houston is a major development that contradicts the typical operating procedure for a team with a young star under center.
When we analyze the implications of potentially moving Stroud, we have to look beyond just the quarterback position and consider the structural integrity of the entire organization. From a roster construction standpoint, trading Stroud would immediately clear the path for a massive influx of draft capital, likely involving multiple first-round picks and established starters from a trade partner desperate for a quarterback. However, the impact on the locker room cannot be overstated. DeMeco Ryans spent the last season building a culture of belief and toughness, centered largely around Stroud's poise and leadership. Removing the primary catalyst of that cultural turnaround sends a confusing message to veterans like Laramie Tunsil and rising stars like Nico Collins and Tank Dell, whose production is inextricably linked to Stroud's efficiency and accuracy. The risk of destabilizing the locker room is the single biggest counterargument to any potential deal, regardless of the compensation return. From a financial perspective, the Texans would be absorbing a manageable dead cap hit, but they would be re-entering the volatile quarterback market, essentially resetting their competitive window. My verdict on these rumblings is that while Nick Caserio is known for leaving no stone unturned, actually pulling the trigger on this trade would be one of the riskiest gambles in NFL history. It suggests a belief that the system is more valuable than the player, a philosophy that has backfired on many franchises in the past. Unless the offer is truly historic, something that reshapes the draft board for 3 years, it is difficult to rationalize the move from a football perspective. As we watch this situation unfold, I want to hear from you. Do you believe the Texans are smart to listen to offers while Stroud's value is at its absolute peak? Or is trading a franchise quarterback simply a non-starter, regardless of the price? This is a defining moment for the Houston front office. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, as I will be providing real-time updates on these negotiations as soon as new information crosses my desk.